Yo, what is going on, you guys? It's your boy King Sanders here. We are back with another day of sports betting. This is going to be for Sunday, December 18th slate of NBA action. Man, I'm super excited to dive into it. We do only have 7 games on, and unfortunately, we only have a couple lines up for some of those games. I think we have lines up for about 4 of those games currently, so we are still waiting for some of the lines. But I did find a couple of plays that I do like. We'll probably be keeping the card pretty small today just because we do have NFL and NBA on. So similar to yesterday, kind of a 7-game slate, but pretty decent games overall. But we'll go ahead and dive into that here in just a second. But before we did, I did just want to go ahead and say that we are still currently on the road to 10,000 subscribers. So if you guys are new, make sure that you guys do like, comment, subscribe. Turn on that notification bell so you guys know whenever I post. Next, I did just want to go ahead and give a quick shout out here to all of our members here on the channel. Thank you guys so much for everything that you guys do. And thank you guys so much for giving such a small channel such a big chance, as I always say. It truly does mean the absolute world to me. So much more than you guys will ever know. So, without any further ado, let's go ahead and dive into a quick recap as of yesterday. So we technically ended up going 2-1 on our official plays, and we ended up making a little bit of money. So you can never complain about that. But I also did something pretty crazy. I actually hit a ladder play, and I hit every single leg of the ladder that I did have. It was actually pretty wild. We'll talk about that though. So we did have the Wizards and the Clippers under 221.5 at -110. This one ended up working out for us. Between the two teams, they didn't even score 200 points total. It was definitely a very low-paced scoring game. The only player to really score a lot of points in that game was Kawhi Leonard. I think he had like 28 or something like that. So he had a pretty good game, but outside of that, they really didn't have a whole lot of offense going. And then we did end up having our ladder play. So, if you guys didn't get a chance to see it, anytime I add plays or anything of that nature, it's always in the pinned comment section and it's always on my Twitter. So make sure you check both those two spots. But we had Jared Allen over 9.5 rebounds here versus Dallas at +110 odds. That's what it started out as on DraftKings. So that's what I took it at. So I took it at 9.5 at +110, and then I also got 12 rebounds on FanDuel at +220 and 14 plus rebounds +480 odds on FanDuel as well. Ended up hitting every single leg on that one. Had a very good read on that one, and it ended up working out kind of the most perfect way that I had mentioned as a lean as of yesterday's video. With all those stretch bigs out for Dallas, Jared Allen had to spend a lot more time around the rim, so it ended up working out for us. He spent a lot of time getting those rebounds and finished with 15. So definitely a great game here for Jared Allen. Then we ended up also having for our kill shot play of the day, we had Mikal Bridges over 25.5 PRAs versus the Pelicans at -105. Unfortunately, didn't really do anything outside of the scoring category. He ended up with 15 points, 2 rebounds, 2 assists, finishing with 21 PRAs. I think he finished with 21, so that math doesn't add up. Maybe he was 17, 2 and 2. But either way, I know he finished with 21 PRAs. Was just short of it. He was just 5 PRAs short. But Devin Booker had 58 points, so it's not like they were relying on Mikal Bridges to be able to score the basketball or anything. They didn't really need him to, so kind of a tough situation that Mr. Mikal Bridges was put into. Kind of either give the ball to Devin Booker or do your own thing. It was definitely tough, but we ended up going 2-1 on our plays, hitting a plus value play, hitting a ladder play. So hey, at the end of the day, it was definitely a good day overall. So we ended up going 2-1. Let's go ahead and dive into today's plays, though. Currently, I do have 2 and potentially 3. We'll talk about that third one. More than likely, we'll add it, but I just don't know yet. So, but for the kill shot play of the day, we are going to be going with Nikola Jokic over 48.5 PRAs here versus Charlotte at -115 odds. Now, the reasoning being, Nikola Jokic is a center playing against the Charlotte Hornets. There it is. End of discussion. No, overall that's really a good motive to go by. But seriously, there's a really good spot here versus the Hornets. In the last 7 games, Charlotte allows the 9th most rebounds per game to opposing centers and the 6th most points per game to opposing centers. So they give up a ton of points to that center position and a ton of rebounds in general. Charlotte in the last 3 games has been third in pace, one of the fastest paced teams in all of basketball. And it's not like they're just, fast paced, but they're still playing good defense. No. They're fast paced and they're playing terrible defense. In the last 3 games, they have allowed the most points per game to opposing teams, and they've had the worst defensive efficiency in all of basketball in the last 3 games. So Charlotte has not been a very good defense whatsoever, and I think Nikola Jokic is going to absolutely feast on this Charlotte team. Also, he has hit this over in 3 out of his last 4 games. Last game, he did not hit it, which makes me like it even more as a little bit of a bounce back spot. He did also sit out last game, so hopefully he can come into this game and just be completely healthy, like nothing ever happened. And he also has hit this over in back-to-back games here versus the Charlotte Hornets, so he's been pretty good against the Hornets in general. I think it's a pretty good spot here with a 237.5 over-under, one of the highest on the entire slate. Why not take the best player on it? So I do like this here for our first play of the day. Nikola Jokic over 48.5 PRAs here versus Charlotte at minus 115 odds. Now for our second and final play of the day, currently, like I said, I'll probably be adding more. And we'll talk about a heavy lean that I did have as well. But the second play of the day, Al Horford under 21.5 PRAs here versus Orlando at minus 125 odds. Now, Al Horford has gone under this line in 5 straight games. But the main reason why I do like this even more is because Robert Williams is back in the lineup. So Robert Williams, as of last game, took a decent amount of minutes here from Al Horford. And Al Horford only saw like 16 minutes. So I think that Robert Williams is playing into those extra minutes. And I know that Jason Tatum is out currently. But even though Jason Tatum is out, last game that Tatum was out, he still only had 20 PRAs. So it's not like when Jason Tatum is out of the lineup, they're like, oh yeah, Al Horford's our guy now. No, they kind of defer on Jaylen Brown a lot, and even guys like Marcus Smart a lot, which we'll get to. But he should see a very low number of rebounds as well, because as we know, Orlando's a very good rebounding team. They have a ton of big guys there, a ton of guys that can go out there and get rebounds. So he shouldn't see a whole lot of rebounds. And I think it's going to be a tough spot because in the last 3 games, Orlando, they are 10th in opponent points per game. One of the top 10 teams in the entire NBA when it comes to allowing points. And they're 21st in pace, so they're a very, very slow-paced team. And it's also a 9.5-point spread. So we could see a blowout in this situation, get Al Horford out of the game here pretty early. So I do think it's a pretty good spot to target here for our second and final play of the day. Al Horford under 21.5 PRAs here versus Orlando at minus 125 odds. Now, I will say for a very heavy lean that I did have, I love Marcus Smart over 12.5 points here versus Orlando at plus 105 odds. Without Tatum in the lineup, he's hit this over in 7 straight games, and he's hit this over in 9 out of his last 10 with no Jason Tatum. So Marcus Smart has been really good without Jason Tatum. He is one of the main guys, kind of the next guy up sort of mentality. I do love Marcus Smart today, but I just didn't want to take 2 plays out of the same game. That's the only reason I didn't take it. But I do like that play as well. So that's it for right now. We also don't have a consensus play. There was just not a ton of great matchups today, so we are going to be taking the day off from that one. Hopefully bouncing back as of tomorrow and getting our special guest on as of tomorrow as well. But those are the only 2 plays that I do have currently, plus the lean of Marcus Smart. So if you guys did enjoy, make sure you guys do like, comment, subscribe, turn on that notification bell so you guys know whenever I post. Like I said, we're on the road to 10,000 subscribers. So if you guys are new, make sure that you guys are a sub. But that's going to do it for me. This is King Sarah signing out. Peace.